You are now listening to Deep Dive with KitePod, the podcast that takes you into the world of groundbreaking startups and game-changing innovations. In partnership with DORK Company, we bring you inspiring stories and latest insights reshaping the industries. So sit back and join us as we embark on today's journey into the future of innovation. Curious to learn more? Head over to venturekites.com for the full article on today's featured company. Let's get started.
Ever scroll through social media and just feel drained?
Yeah.
Instead of inspired?
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if there's a better way to, connect online.
You're definitely not alone.
Right.
There's this growing tension between, craving connection, but then all the negativity.
Totally. And that's exactly why we're doing a deep dive today on Pepul.
Okay.
It's this social network. It's getting a lot of attention because they're doing things, differently.
Interesting.
They're all about positivity, which is kind of refreshing in the social media landscape right now.
Yeah, it's a bold move
Right.
to challenge how we expect social media to even work. But the research shows people want something different.
Okay.
Projections show that the global social networking market is going to almost double by 2029. But that growth becomes a lot of concerns about privacy and all the negativity
Right.
and how that affects us.
Yeah, it's a lot. So the market's huge, but people want something healthier.
Exactly.
Interesting. Well, Pepul's gotten 3 million downloads since 2020.
Wow.
So maybe they're onto something. So what are they doing differently? They talk about safety and positivity and privacy.
Right.
But what does that actually look like in the app?
So they have this thing, KYC verification.
KYC,
Yeah.
know your customer.
Yeah.
Isn't that a banking thing?
It's for really official stuff.
Yeah.
It's unheard of for social media.
Wow. So they're really verifying everyone.
Yeah, driver's license, passport, the works.
KYC for social media. That changes everything.
Right.
But why is it such a big deal?
Okay, so think about it. Everyone on the platform, a verified real person.
Okay.
It changes how people act. Anonymity, which, fuels bad behavior. Gone. Trolling. Fake accounts. Way harder to get away with.
So it's about accountability.
Yeah. Could reducing anonymity actually make online spaces better, more respectful?
It's a really fascinating idea. So they're doing the hard work up front
Yeah.
instead of just trying to deal with it
Yeah.
after.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's identity. But what about all the content? They can't possibly check every post, right?
No, they use algorithms to filter out toxic stuff.
Okay. But how do they make sure it doesn't go too far? What about different opinions?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on as they grow. What if someone posts a, harsh movie review? Is that negative?
Right.
Or just their opinion?
Right.
It's a tough balance.
Definitely. It's not so cut and dry, so that's filtering out the bad. But do they, promote good stuff, too?
Yeah. They focus on shared interests. So instead of chasing followers, you connect with people into the same things.
So instead of endless vacation photos, I could join a group for, podcast fans.
Oh, exactly. Or chefs, bookworms, anything. It's about real connection, not just going viral.
I like that. It's a really cool idea, going back to the early internet, but in a good way. But can a nice social network actually work these days? Isn't it all so competitive?
Right.
How do they make money?
That's the really interesting part. They're still figuring out the money part, but they've already gotten a ton of funding.
Okay.
$9.16 million.
Yeah. Seriously?
Yeah, and it's not just anyone. Google invested.
Wow. Google.
Yeah, and some big names from India, too. They must see something there.
That's wild. So what, are they going to have, tons of ads?
Not exactly. They do have ads, but it's different. It's more stuff you'd actually want to see,
Okay.
not just random banners everywhere.
Right. Less annoying.
Yeah, and they have this freemium thing.
Premium.
Yeah, you can use the basics for free,
Okay.
but then there are extra features if you pay.
Makes sense.
So maybe customizing your profile more or getting new features first, stuff like that.
Oh, so you get to choose.
Exactly. But here's the big thing. What really makes them different,
Yeah.
they're not collecting your data.
Real?
Yeah, they're all about ethics. They don't want to, exploit your information.
Wow. It's they're going against the grain, so people are into that.
It seems like it. At least that's the bet they're making. So we talked about, safety and all that. But I'm curious, what's it like to actually use Pepul?
Right.
Does it feel different?
Right.
Quick pause to tell you about DORK Company. They are the business development experts who brought our ideas for Venture Kites to life. From brainstorming to full-scale execution, DORK Company is with you every step of the way. Whether you're launching a new startup or looking to grow an existing venture, they will make it happen. Focus on creating and let DORK Company take care of the rest. Check them out at dorkcompany.com and start turning your big ideas into reality.
Tell me more about this dual camera thing. It sounds kind of cool, but also, like, what is it?
Yeah, it's pretty unique. So imagine you're like watching a sunset
Okay.
or hanging out with people. You can actually record with both cameras
Yeah.
at the same time.
Wait, so you're recording yourself and what you're seeing?
Yeah, so you get your reaction
Yeah.
and the actual thing you're looking at.
That's kind of cool. I've never seen that before.
It's about capturing the whole experience, not just, a posed photo.
So it's more authentic.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. So beyond, like, everyday moments, what about creators? It seems like everyone's trying to be a creator these days.
Totally. Pepul's trying to get creators on board too, but they have their own way of doing it. They call it the 4 Rs.
4 Rs. Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
Okay, so it's recognition,
Yeah.
reach, revenue, and retention.
Okay. Recognition, reach, revenue, those make sense.
Okay.
But what's retention?
So it's about keeping creators on the platform
Okay.
and building a loyal audience,
Yeah.
not just going viral once and then disappearing.
Right, right.
They want people to, stick around and build a community.
So it's less about that, like, flash in the pan kind of fame.
Exactly. It's about making a living, but also, finding your people
Yeah.
and feeling supported.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a much healthier way to think about it. And speaking of healthy, what about these quizzes? The ones with actual rewards.
Oh, yeah.
That's so smart. Learning stuff and getting something for it.
Right. It's fun, too, like a game.
Yeah.
And it fits with their whole, positive vibes thing.
For sure. Okay, so we talked about a lot, the KYC thing, all the content stuff, how they handle creators. It's definitely different. But can they actually change things? Social media is a big deal.
It really is. It's a huge challenge. I mean, their mission to, make a better social world, that's ambitious.
It is.
It's easy to be, cynical,
Yeah,
especially with everything going on.
totally. Algorithms, addiction, all that stuff. Can anything really be different?
It's a good question. But here's the thing. Pepul doesn't have to fix everything. Just being a good alternative, that's already something.
That's true. And they've got those 3 million downloads, right? Maybe people are ready for something else.
Yeah, and more and more people are burned out. On the negativity, it affects everything. Mental health, relationships.
Even like how our democracy works. It's a lot. So you think Pepul's onto something? This idea that things can be different online?
I think so. People want something better, something that, lifts them up, not drags them down.
Right. And not just more the same. But realistically, how do they actually do it? I mean, growing and staying true to their word, that's got to be tough.
It is. One of the biggest things. Keeping that positive energy when they get bigger.
Yeah.
It's easier with a smaller group, right?
Yeah.
But millions of people, that's different.
Yeah, it gets messed up.
Exactly. So how do they moderate all that and stop misinformation and make sure the app itself can even handle it?
So many things to figure out.
Right. But I'm, cautiously optimistic. Think about everything that's happening. People are tired of how social media is.
Oh, absolutely.
So maybe Pepul is riding that wave.
Yeah.
This hope for something new.
It really feels like it. And it reminds us we have the power too.
Exactly.
We don't have to just accept the bad stuff. There are other ways to do things.
Right. And if enough people see that because of Pepul, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's bigger than just one app.
It really is. Pepul's definitely got people talking. They're trying to change things, and that's exciting to see.
It is.
Who knows what the future holds, but it's definitely something to pay attention to.
For sure.
Thanks for diving into this with me.
Of course, it was fun.
That brings us to the end of today's episode. If today's episode inspired you, be sure to check out the complete story and more exciting articles over at venturekites.com. Don't forget to subscribe to Deep Dive with KitePod for more stories on groundbreaking startups and innovations. See you in the next episode.